So the two sides that you will see go literally head-to-head in this quarter-final four. For Samoa, they make one change to their 17 and a bit of a reshuffle. Penani Masumaleli comes into the halfbacks. And a reshuffle as well with Godine starting on the bench. Michael Sio will start as the starting hooker, and Tony Pulatua comes up from the bench to cover for Armau, who's suspended for this game. And as for their opponents, who they'll lock horns with under Rick Stone, Fiji make three changes. Sisa Wonga comes back into the centres. Akilu Iwate onto the wings as well, the speed demon on that wing. Daryl Millard moves to the centre, which means that his brother Ryan misses out. Semi Wongavatu onto the bench. And Apise Coruscant does come up to the bench. So what a prospect we have. This quarter-final four, Samoa against Fiji. Which way will it go? It really is too close to call.
Don't look at me like that. I've no idea. This is going to be big, and it's going to be bash, and it's going to be, let's get it on. Let's get this kick-off going. Let's go. Let's get into it.
Richard Silverwood, our referee of Super League. Video referee today, if required, will be Phil Bentham. Brian Noble and Robbie Hunter-Paul in the commentary box. And myself, Ian Ramsdale, as quarter-final four is about to get underway. There's one spot left at Wembley on Saturday. Which way will it go? The Fijians kicking to Samoa, and they'll have a good run. And first we see the big men hit the big men, and Samoa with their first drive, having lost their opening game here to New Zealand, have since gone on to win games against Papua New Guinea and France to get themselves into this knockout stages of the competition. They come towards halfway now. Just over halfway through this tackle count. Vunukese, the big-haired man for Fiji, involved in a lot of tackling early on. And here comes the final play for the Samoans, and their first set of this game, just inside this Fiji half. It's a high one, hasn't gone too far.
Great catch.
Nagama is up.
Kevin Nagama, great catch. Front foot play.
Drive again with Sisa Wonga back in the side, the Melbourne man. Here we see that catch again. And Kevin Nagama.
Oh, there's some particular talent in this Fijian backline. Our fans over here, Kila Iwate, watch out. Big noise in the NRL every week, and he can score a try from anywhere at any time.
I think that the way Nagama attacked the ball there just sets the standard for the Fijian team. That's what they want to see.
It's a nice little ducking run. Sets Fiji up 25 out then on their final play of this set. It's into Daryl Millard, who fires it up. Karabete was underneath it, but claimed by Daniel Vito. Scored a try in the last game that Samoa played.
It's big boy Daniel Vito. Good catcher of the ball. Put a bit more pressure on him there, but no competition really, and they're not wanting to give a penalty away. So
both sides have seen out their first sets as now they drive on with Matagi, Samoa. Just one man out, still using the big bouncing men down the middle.
Ashton Sims is after something or somebody.
The kick now from inside that 40. Not heading too close to the touchline, and tracking back for it is Karabete. Picked up by the West Tigers man, and already a wall of blue there. Tried to get around the end. Took the final man, the tackle. So Moses Su.
Really big bonus for Su to be playing for the Samoan team today. Remember, he was caught at the judiciary for a couple of late shots, and he must have taken a pretty good lawyer with him to the judiciary because he got the game, he got it knocked down, and he's available today. And it really helps him out.
So driving there.
That's him.
He's managed to shut him off and over halfway. He's got one man to beat, and he's got support on his left shoulder. Fiji over the 10. Can they get there? No. Aaron Groom finishes off the play for Fiji. Striding through. Iwate setting him up. But Fiji, we talked about the big men. What about the quick men?
What do we say about Uarte? He'll do anything from anywhere. He didn't play in the last game against England, remember? If they've saved him up, it's a pretty good ploy so far, isn't it? Go, Akila Uarte. Watch this. Boom! Straight through. Pulls his leg through and he's gone. Aaron Groom gets to his inside. Great support play, and he's just got to keep his legs going because they're trying to chase him down. Vido's trying and Lafarge's trying, but don't get anywhere. And what a break from Uarte.
Aaron Groom, we talked earlier about maybe the inexperience that they've had in the halves for Fiji. Finishing off that move, his first try.
And interesting in that set as well, Uarte come off his wing early in the set to get the second play. He got pushed out and he waited for the fourth tackle. He saw the Samoan forward starting to tire, carried the ball hard, big right foot step. I think Tony Pulatua was left, found him straight through the gap, 2-on-1 with the fullback.
Plays domestically with the Asquith Magpies, Aaron Groom. And now we see conversion attempt being lined up to turn 4 into 6, and Fiji with the early points in this fourth quarter final of the Rugby League World Cup. An opportunity to get themselves comfortably on the board and settle into this game.
Back on.
And the extra 2, successful. So 6 points to 0, Fiji lead. They lost their last 2 games in Fiji, but with play like this, they're going to have to watch out.
Straight through on the inside of Tony Pulatua, and Failongo can't close the gap for him, but Aaron Groom there, Robbie's saying they're a bit inexperienced and maybe Samoa have the edge, but I don't think they're quite as green as they are cabbage looking.
Oh, I'll say one of those things as well. 80% resting Uarte last week may have been the key play. You could have played him last week at 80% or play him this week at 100%. We've just seen him at 100.
So they get the ball back, and Petros Evansina drives into the line. Number of caps for the Kangaroos now with Fiji. Kept playing domestically this year in order to make sure that he could make an appearance in this World Cup. And now Vinakase, who started on the bench for all of the group games of Fiji, the big-haired man, has another drive into the blue line of Samoa. Now squeezing in on this left-hand side with Tariq Sims. Storer this time scampers himself from dummy half. So Millard stands in at acting halfback. Bit of protection from the big men is there as they put the kick through.
Great kick.
That's a great kick. Turning Vido around, and he'll be trying to release Milford in the backfield, but decent chase as well from Fiji. They look organised, they look well structured early part of this game, Rob.
Yeah, definitely. And that's what it's about today. They've got to get a good kick away and make sure that they send that white Fijian ball down there, because as we know, Samoa have some absolutely brilliant strike weapons from the backfield.
Bit of a slip from Antonio Winterstein on his own 30. Good little run from Ben Roberts now. Doesn't get too far though before the wall of white of Samoa. Sorry, wall of white of Fiji hold him down. So on halfway now.
Good set.
The final play. The kick from Ben Roberts. Just tracking back is Korobete. Chases it through. Bounces up nicely. And he has his go. Can't get anywhere, can he, around Soliola. He's held in the field of play. So the Fijian side now tracking back to build from their own line. No real space there for Sisawanga.
So if you're Ben Roberts, you're kicking to Korobete rather than the other fella, Uarte. That'd be my tip.
Here's Ashton Sims. He had a good game, good battle, didn't he, up front against England last weekend. Wins his side a penalty here as well. And he can be influential in driving his side forward.
Absolute coach killer that. 5 tackles in and you give away a penalty on the last play after starting your defensive set 1 metre out from the try line, from the opposition's try line. That's a coach killer. Nobby's melting next to me.
Straight up on move.
Fresh at a 6 and from just inside their own half.
Let's go.
So here they come again. And here is Uarte, the man who broke through to set up that first try.
So strong.
Move. Off the ball.
No space this time.
Go. Off the ball, 6.
Switching it back round as Bakuya.
Move.
He's had a good World Cup.
Hold. Hold. Go.
The Cronulla man. Now, Sivanasino. And support goes himself. Midway through this tackle count now, and they're progressing well, rolling up onto that Samoan line. Through the hands of Groom. Into Wes Nagama. That's Kevin Nagama, his brother.
Somebody get hit off the ball.
Another
there,
penalty.
Is that what we're saying for a late tackle, was it? Or a shoulder charge? Well, they've had plenty of warning, the judiciary and the officials, and they'll be looking at that. I think he's adjudicated that Ben Roberts. Be interesting to see that one again. I don't think it was quite like what we saw against the French.
They're going to go for the 2 as well at this point of Fiji. 30 metres back, and they're lining this one up on the kicking tee.
And I think that's smart play. Oh, there we can see, just taken up.
Petro.
Well,
They're far longer there.
yeah, there's no doubt that the Samoan way of defence is hit on suspicion. Whether they've got the ball or they haven't got the ball, they're going down.
But there we see he's not using his arm. He's not wrapping the attacking player up there. He's just going in with the shoulder.
And he was a couple of weeks late as well, Rob.
Yeah,
That doesn't help.
But I think this is smart play. You know, we're in the quarterfinals here. Keep the pressure on the opposition. Keep creeping away from them. They could have kicked the ball out and keep, you know, the offensive pressure, try and go for another 6 points. But that seed of doubt starts to creep into your mind. And what they want Samoa to do is to start to panic. So 2 points on the board. I think it's an important play.
So Wes Nagama lines up a second kick. He converted the try just 3 minutes ago. This wants to nudge his side 2 scores ahead. Measures that one up okay as well. So Wes Nagama on his 11th appearance for Fiji. Slots a 37th goal for Rick Stone's side. And Samoan fans hoping that their side can eat their way back into this. Early days, but Fiji with an 8-point lead, and they'll get the ball back. The kick put along the floor. And now Uarte with the first drive of the set.
You can see he's just looking for space everywhere he goes, and he gets that half turn, that half moon turn, and finds a little bit of space. He'll be straight through. Got the strength to either break the line or the speed to find a gap and get through it.
Go, 2.
So they come again now.
3. Move. Back ball
7 to see it.
Go, 3. Go.
Up to that 30-metre line. Now Ashton Sims and Vinukese trying to open up a space in that blue line.
Go, 4.
On the 40 inside their own half. It's tracked back inside, but then offloaded from
Last.
the Fijians.
Wait. Go.
Now Daryl Millard at dummy half. Spins it into Groom. Groom inside his 40. Trickles a kick through.
No, didn't play it.
And yet again, it finds Daniel Vido.
Well, that's probably the poorest end to a set that the Fijians have in this game so far. Scrambled a kick and
Step to the side. The back is okay.
didn't get much clearance in it at all. Good pressure by the Samoans on both the kickers. First on Millard, who had to dump it off to Storer, who dumped it back to Groom, and now it's a penalty for the Samoans.
And this is their chance now. They've got to get themselves back into the game. I think it's important that they be the next team that puts points on the board, whether it be from a penalty kick or whether it be from a try. But it's important for them to stay into this game.
But a very physical game, wasn't it, that Samoa played against France in their last round. 22 points to 6 victory, but blimey, they bashed their way through, didn't they?
Straight out and move.
And now they get an opportunity to have a bash at the Fiji line. The first drive up towards the 20 from Soroso Su. More white shirts, plenty white shirts helping out in defence. Driving on now with Far Logo of Newcastle into that 20-metre line. A quick play of the ball as they charge through with Sio. Taking them ever closer. A couple of tackles remaining in this set. A few metres away now as it's spun to that left-hand side. They use Roberts, and then again driving with Tim Lafay. Edging closer. They'll have to use the space. No, they go on the short side. Get the ball away. Lafay again in possession, who spins it again. Runs straight into Funakese and Sivnasina. And turnover ball.
A tackle snuck up on me there. I thought they had one more left for the kick, and it's taken us all by surprise. I lost a tackle and the Samoans lost a tackle. Didn't quite find the last play that they would have wanted.
Well, I think they've just been defending for the opening 10 minutes of this game, and I think this looked just a little bit disorganised. I think they need to get the ball in hand, get control of the game, and then get back into it.
So Fiji with that 8-point lead then, on their own 20 now, as they have another drive. It's another strong, lung-busting run from Korobete. Tested him with a few kicks. Here he goes with ball in hand. Now to Ashton Sims, and quickly closed down as well. They don't want to get him and his legs going. Goes to ground, but reclaimed. Almost a breakthrough. Roberts was there, as well as Tony Pulatua. Offloaded from Kevin Nagama. Oh, big hit as well there. Sio deploying one on halfway.
Sio on his opposite number. Thanks.
The kick through from Groom. A try scorer in this game so far.
Here's a good player. Here's somebody that can beat somebody. Milford, there you go. I was going to beat the first blow.
You know what, I was just about to say, Fiji did really smart there. They waited for their defenders to get their line together, but he broke them anyway.
Had a good look, didn't he, Milford? And took them on round the first, and now on that 40-metre line. Miss out hands, and no players out on this right-hand wing, and a bit of a fend off there. Finger in the eye,
I think.
Joseph Leilua.
Yeah, that hurts.
There was a hand out.
Ouch. I hope he's all right.
Stop play.
He's been big and skillful and strong for the Fijians, and yeah, he got a finger in the eye.
Sisa Wonga with a bit of a flailing arm. Just caught him.
How big are the arms on Wonga? Hydraulic ramps, aren't they?
Melbourne winger, Sisa Wonga. Fourth appearance for Fiji.
He's not doing Movember.
No, he's got November, September, October and December.
Joseph Leilua of Samoa.
You know what happens in times like that? You get poked in the eye like that, it does something to the muscles. You end up getting double vision because your eye sticks looking in the opposite, like you're cross-eyed. It's the weirdest thing, and it takes about 3 to 4 minutes for it just to the muscles to relax again and go back and working together.
And what you don't want is 26 Fijians in front of you when you're trying to find a way through.
Yeah, 26. They're doubling the team up, are they, Round?
Okay.
Double vision?
Oh, yeah.
My maths are correct.
Yeah. Oh, see, I like it, yeah.
And he's all right now, and we're playing on. And the drive now from Pulatua. Up towards halfway for the Samoan side, trading by those 8 points, using their hands as it finds its way to Farlogo. And now the final play of this set. They're inside that Fijian half.
I don't think he wanted that. They've done it again.
Don't think they realised, did they, again, that it was their final play. Well, ended up in the hands of Matagi.
Ben Roberts needs to increase the noise levels and start getting some organising some last players, or Manu Lelelo needs to help out there, because they're giving Fiji free field position here with the end of their sets, and maybe the injury played its part, but wow, get that in here. Rasia Soliola's walking up and trying to inspire his team.
Oh, the big hits are going in now as Daryl Millard tries to find a way through for Fiji. Well, pushing on into the Samoan line. Ashton Sims throws it back to Groom. Groom has a look, has a run. Offers it, doesn't give it, takes the tackle.
Well, Lear on this side certainly cured his double vision, and if he didn't, hit both of them.
Here's Iwate. Runs straight into Farlogo. And now it's back in the hands of Daryl Millard, who puts that one high. That'll be a test for Millard.
Oh, great test. And he's gone.
High tackle.
Oh, was it high? Yeah, perhaps.
Milford's down. They asked the question, didn't they? They had the answer.
Well, Petrol's saying, mate, he's only 5'8" and I'm 7'3". What do you expect me to do? Well, it wasn't Petro, was it? It was Millard and Naguama. Where's Naguama? great balance, hasn't he? And it looks a lot worse than it is, that one, I think.
It's more Milford running into his arm. That's what Nagama would argue anyway.
Make sure you run into
Sir, he ran into my arm, he headbutted my bicep.
Okay.
Samoa then with the penalty, kick to touch.
You're right, mate. Wait. Let's go.
And now they take on the Fiji wall of white from inside their own half. Tackle one takes them just over their 40. Switching around with the big men.
None of that, Ashton. Come on.
As yet again, CO in at dummy half, using hands to get the ball along. Here's Sue.
3, release.
Settling themselves up.
Go, 3.
Through the hands of Roberts.
That's 4.
Just pops it out. One more man as this time Milford stands in at dummy half. Roberts again at first receiver, and then on to Sue, who has another drive again.
He's got some work around him, hasn't he, Sue? Big. He got him off the judicial. I think he's got hurt here.
You can see the physicality of this game.
I think it's the difference between, and no disrespect, the French are a big team, but the physical aspect of what Fiji do to you, you know, they're standing up and they're matching up with the Samoans. I think it banged his head there, if I'm truth be known, here, as he's carrying the ball in. Watch, is it?
Okay, mate.
It's his third carry of the set. He's just come in there. And
it's a knee in the head, wasn't it?
From Ashton Sims.
Don't need any of that, Ashton.
I reckon he's just having a rest. His third carry of the set. Just, here's an opportunity for a breather here.
Just back
It's
off
a fair rest, and I think the video rest giving Ashton Sims a bit of a word there. I think it was an accident.
Yeah, he was just coming in.
Last tackle, boys.
We've talked about Ashton Sims, haven't we? And the arm wrestle that he got into himself personally with England last week. And we see now that as Ashton Sims is just pointing out that...
Well, they've got a guy down on the floor, Sue, but in the backfield here, Manu Malele, he's leaving the field with an injury, which is a blow. But I think Godinay will come straight on into the halves. Leave Sue there, CO out there as long as they can.
Well, back a set ago, what happened there? Manu Malele, he got himself caught between Whaolongo and Tariq Sims. And Tariq Sims was carrying the ball. Come off second best between those two.
He's not happy, is he, Sue? Ashton Sims is saying he didn't mean it, but here we see again Sue with a carry. Just watch Ashton Sims there on the right of your picture. Just catches the knee.
I don't know what he can do about that. I mean, Sue doesn't see the end product, does he? He just feels the blow and thinks Ashton Sims has given him one. Get that into you, is what he thinks Ashton Sims has done to him, but in reality there is it was an accident, wasn't it? And he's rubbing his head thinking, you're getting it next, Ashton.
We saw that as well, didn't we, with England-Fiji last week? Yeah. Got a few personal battles going on.
I don't think Ashton Sims will be too bothered, though.
No.
The kick now from Roberts. Cross-field, chases underneath it. But also there is Corabete. They're kicking to him, aren't they, today? Well, again, comes away with it.
What's brilliant about all the catching in this competition, what we've seen, particularly with these two teams, Corabete and Uarte, if they catch it on the full and dance and drop, they might go the length. But it's the same for Samoa. Vito gets the ball, he might be gone. Winterstein, definitely, he can go post to post. And then Milford. And a penalty here for... Was that a bit of retribution?
And that's got to be killing Matt Parrish at the moment. You see his team, there's been, 3 or 4 times where the Samoan defence have forced Fiji to come off their own try line. And then they get 2 or 3 tackles, 4 or 5 tackles into it, and they give away a silly penalty. They really need to get a grip of their discipline. There we go.
So Fiji...
We've seen that play earlier today, haven't we? And again, they're going to try and release this bloke as much as they can.
It's a lot of work for a winger, doesn't it? More physicality.
Matagi's had a great World Cup, hasn't he?
Out the back too.
Using the ball again now as they find the hands of Kevin Nagama joining the attack down that right-hand side. He's managed to motor his way down that right-hand touchline. 20 metres for him. Puts him in a good position, but that's a little bit sloppy.
Play on.
Groom back on top of it, but no real option to get too far with that one.
Square.
So Storer in a dummy half, spins the ball around, and Vunakese aims back through the busy patch, takes a roll.
There were some big holes in that Samoa middle unit there. That defence around the ruck just opened up. And anybody else, if that's Uwate, watch out.
The final play, kicked through. Again, another test for Vido, but he's right behind that. And right underneath the white shirts of Fiji. Come again.
2. Release. Go. Good. 2.
There's now another
3.
drive from Matangi.
Go.
He's I said it before. He's a great World Cup, wasn't he, Matangi?
Pass 4. Move. Back here. Hold.
Manamileli, we're told, hyperextended his elbow. Doesn't sound good, does it?
Last.
So you'd have thought Samoa,
Go. Good.
now with one less player to play around with on their interchange. They kick through from Roberts. Again, into Korobete. West Tigers man brings it away, though. That's a good run. Steadies himself. Doesn't get much further than that blue wall.
Well,
brick by brick.
There's one thing for clear here, Rama. They are not kicking to Okale Uwate.
2.
The kicking, you see Roberts, the left foot kick, and he's kicking it right across the field to the other side. For they fancy Korobete more than they fancy Uwate, and they're not bad judges.
That's 3.
Seven Asiva on his own 40 for the Fijian side. Now Ashton Sims has another run. Aims this time straight for Peter Godney. Another strong drive. Tarek Sims, not afraid, is he?
What about the piston he rammed into his chest to get rid of him? Gosh, he's a strong player, Tarek Sims.
On the final play then, the kick through from Aaron Groom. Chasing back is Milford, bit too strong.
Yeah, they might not mind that. Fiji restart on the 20, get together. I think this stop-start affair that we're going through suits the Fijians. So I think Samoa will have their say if they're staying at the middle. They're trying to play at the middle, and the Fijian team to try and take a bit of juice out of their tank and create some holes around there for their quicker people.
Ashton Sims is having a massive game for the Fijians at the moment. He's absolutely everywhere on defense. He's making 3 or 4 tackles per set. I'd like to see his tackle count by the end of this game.
Well, they've got the 2 war horses, haven't they? Sivanasiva and him, and they lead. And one of my fears, or one of my worries for the Fijian team is when they leave the field if they have to for a rest.
They're inside that Fiji half now as we're into the second quarter of this quarter-final, the 4th between Samoa and Fiji. Samoa now in possession, driving on his suit with that headband around his head from the bash he got a few moments ago. Now the kick to the sky from Roberts. This time it is going down the Uwate side, and he's underneath it and in touch.
Great defense.
Right, it's a great kick from Roberts in the end. If you're going to kick to this fella, you best give him a standing start, and with the opportunity of chasers to barrel him into the sideline. And that's because he sticks the ball up, Roberts. Clear difference in the kicking policy, but his kick chasers there. I think one of them's Winterstein, and Lafai just barrel him into touch on the catch. Let him catch the ball and boom him out.
And I think Uwate's just a little bit disappointed with himself because he's got the experience and he knew he was in traffic there, and he's probably just thinking to himself, in retrospect, should have caught that ball and gone straight to ground. But the competitiveness of him as an entertainer was, you never know, I might be able to sneak up the sideline here.
Well, he's backed his team to defend 6 players
Tell
now.
you what, Uwate and Korobete, they're doing great jobs of looking like Mr. T during this game. It's a competition between both of them. They've both got the Mohicans.
Mohicans. Oh, Soliola.
A little bit high.
Juggle.
Good drive from Soliola. Stepping inside from Milford. Milford kicks it through. Did he drop it or did he kick it?
No, I think he was looking for the kick early in the tackle count because Winterstein was parked on his own out there on the sideline. I think if he kicked that and executes it, it's a play, but they've given away 3 players here. See, Winterstein, that's Lafay you can see, but Winterstein just out of our screen there was on his own. And then he executed the kick properly, then watch out, it was a score for Samoa, but just things going Fiji way at the moment, but I'm sure Samoa will eat their way back into this game.
Groom, another drive into the line for Fiji. Now with Ashton Sims and Vunakese almost finds a gap, but then a big smash comes in from Massimo So.
Yeah, let's get it on.
It's taken 24 minutes.
No, it's been brewing for 23.
Oh, look at the eyes on him.
I'll let you know I'm off the bench, he says. There's Vunakese.
It's Masoa. It's Mossy Masoa. Vunakese coming up the middle, and he gives him a chest. It's not a shoulder charge, it's a chest charge.
There he is.
There you go. Because he didn't put his arms around him. Robbie tried to explain it earlier. The shoulder charge per se now for our viewers is outlawed. You can't do it. You can't just go in there, but that's a chest bump, isn't it? That's not a shoulder charge.
I think it was a play earlier. I think just before it, as Sims released the ball. I think it was just taken off. You can see Ashton Sims here carries the ball, makes a pass, and then gets banged off it.
Ah, yeah. Tougher, wasn't it?
I'm bigger than you. No, my shoulders are bigger than yours.
Yeah, I've been in the gym and my biceps are bigger than yours. That's raised the stakes a little bit now on a few carries. Here we go.
Just warmed the game up.
Penalties, mate. Come on.
So Fiji with 35 metres to make up with an 8-point lead now.
Oh,
the first drive. So another big collision.
Wait, go.
As they drive on now. Here is Tariq Sims.
2.
Storer into dummy half.
9, go.
Has a good look. And misses out Ashton Sims. Through hands they go. Here's Duarte. Can't quite hold it.
It was on.
Well, he's one of the best wingers in the world at the moment. Couldn't keep hold of that one, just a little bit too far in front of him.
Catches that, he scores, promise you. It's good play from Fiji because they're just down in front, wasn't it? Just the execution of the pass from Nguama, Kevin to Duarte, and they created the numbers, they created everything. And you know what they're really clever about at the moment, Fiji? They're attracting some Samoans with a little bit of biff and bash in the middle. They're getting a bit distracted, and it's opening up a few spaces on the edge.
I need you closer, touching distance.
Smart play, Fiji.
Out.
So Samoa inside their own 10. Locking into that white line.
Hold. Go. 1.
Scamper from dummy half as Lafay of Canterbury tries to bring it away.
Good.
Try and get through that. Say Fiji. And once again, tackle complete on the 30. Coming again with Milford. Still keeps those legs going. He's only a little fullback, isn't he? But wow, got some power in those legs.
He does. He goes. It's so good. He goes into the tackle. He keeps his legs moving and just keeps the little pumps going. A player that you used to coach, Brian, and I used to play alongside of, Tavita Vaikona was another player who used to do that really well. Into contact, keep the feet moving, little steps, but powerful, and just shrugging off the tackles.
Well, he's earned his side a penalty, and plays it. Roberts, the architect-in-chief here, the element of subtlety as well, Samoa, as well as the strong physical stuff.
Now they're driving with Taufua.
There's one thing about Ashton Sims, he's not going to go missing on Taufua, is he? Those two are having the verbals and have a splash at each other verbally. Well played, Mossy Masoa.
Big hits, still going in.
Go. 2.
As Sue drives up to just outside the 20.
Yes.
Another live from Masoa.
Oh, look at that.
Still going. Great work from the man off the bench. Winding up the Samoans. And a penalty for his side. A fresh set of 6.
He's a game changer, isn't he, Masoa?
The accountant.
The accountant, God. Imagine having him as the accountant. Your numbers are wrong. No, they're not. Your numbers are wrong. Yes, they are.
Slide through from Pulatua. A couple of metres away now. As they go. Back again to Sue. Standing in at dummy half is Peter Godinay, spinning it along. Edging closer. Still tackles remaining. Still an opportunity for Samoa here to get on the scoreboard. And an interception. Couldn't quite keep on. It was
back to 6 and another knock on.
Juggled ahead, but Milford picks it up.
Knocked it on.
So we're back on with Samoa. 6 more. And here they go from 15 away. Having a look is Pulatua. Sims is tackling for Fiji. Along they go with Roberts, and through hands again. Nice little step inside as Farlogo drives on up, tries to get the ball away, tries to get the quick play the ball, wins himself a penalty and another set.
Well, he deserved the right to get up there as Farlogo. He'd got his win, he punched through a hole and one-on-one tackle, deserves to get up and play. Tarek Sims is not going to let him play the ball quickly there, so that's a well-earned penalty from Farlogo. Probably deserved to play on.
Godine into Sue. Sue drives. There's equal beef ahead of him. Spreading the play now as Samoa looking for some spaces.
Good
Anthony
tackle.
Milford.
Good tackle, Groom.
Can the Fijian defence hold them out again? Back-to-back sets for the second time. They're edging closer, but they can't get through. But a lovely run around, and they drive towards. It's not quite close enough from Masoa.
I think it was a penalty. I think he's run behind the defender here, gone behind the back of somebody. Saw it clearly up here, Ian. Trying to get him free. They're trying to get him one-on-one, but the minute he runs past Tony Pulatua and impedes the defender, he made the play anyway. It was a great tackle. So we like to see about the Fijians and their physicalness, and they're defending pretty well at the moment.
Yeah, they have. If you think about it, they've just done what? I think that was their fourth back-to-back set. 3 penalties and that mistake in intercept. 4 sets. They were asked the questions and they come up with the goods.
Paku, you nearly had the miracle play, didn't he? He was there. I got the ball.
I tell you what, he doesn't make that. He doesn't do that. But it probably would have been a try because they had the numbers out there on the left-hand flank.
So Fiji back with the ball in hand inside their own half now then.
Well, I have to say that Kane Bentley's aiming up as well, isn't he? Kane Evans, sorry. Thinking of the French team. I've seen that many teams in this last 3 weeks. Kane Evans, well played, Kane Evans.
Kane Bentley's about
look at this.
4'4", and Kane Evans is what, 6'6".
Yeah, we all make mistakes, right?
Go, 3.
Storer at dummy half, fires it out left. They drive on again with Daryl Millard.
Hold. Go, 4.
Now, Simonasiva.
What a viewers, I just got to transfer this for our viewers. Every time these clashes come, the gantry shakes, doesn't it? I wish I could send that through the television.
Now the kick from Groom, who's taken out late as well. It's into the sky, there's plenty white shirts underneath it. Guess who's there? Uarte, and they got a fresh set. 6 tackles remaining. Now the charge from Kevin Nagama. Gets the ball away. Charging round, looking for space. Can they get through? Evans is edging up. A metre away.
The bench.
Go, 2.
Uarte fancies it, doesn't he? Has a look. Over the line. Looks like he's held up. Not quite there as well. Back in the field of play.
Go, 3.
Back it goes. Too many runners. Empty blue shirts. Samoa's turn this time to exercise their goal line defence. Storer into Vunakesi. He's stopped a few metres short. And we have the final play for Fiji this time. Can Samoa hold them out? They go right to Groom. Groom with a little dab along the floor. Uarte's there! And he's going to touch the ball down. It's Wesley Garber over on the right-hand side, claiming it, but we're going to have a look. And Richard Silverwood's going to consult video referee Phil Bentham.
We're just checking that the players are onside. Freeze out on the foot, please.
Guys, when we're near the goal line, don't crowd in field. Make sure we stand up back on the line.
On the ball now. It's very, very close. Have we got it? Yeah, that's better. Freeze, that's on the foot. Take it back 1 frame, please. It's actually on the foot. I'm happy that he's onside. Clean pick-up and puts it down. We'll just check the back line, please. It's fairly close to it. Just slowly. Oh, that's fine. That's a try.
So Wes Nagama gets another try for his Fiji career. claiming that as it trickled through. And the second try of the game given to Fiji. They lead now by 12 points to 0 to Rick Stone's side. They have played in the Rugby League World Cup semi-final. They're looking to get themselves into another one. And half an hour play just over here in Warrington.
Great kick from Groom. Rolled it off the boot. Got a slight ricochet, which I think helped Nguama in the end. He put Winterstein off. He couldn't quite clean it up on his own. With plenty of wide share. See the little delicate ricochet off Ben Roberts there. Put it straight into his arms and take a bow, Wes Nguama. You put your team 12 with a view to going 14 up. Now that becomes the hill for Samoa, becomes a little bit bigger.
Wes Nguama played in the 2008 Rugby League World Cup. Was their player of the year in that year. Kisses the ball, places it on the tee. You want to sink this one between the two.
Again, one of the most pleasing aspects for the Fijian team is that they come up with those 4 defensive sets, holding out their own try line, come all the way down to the other end of the park, and they're able to put 4 points on the board. Probably 6, the way he's kicking at the moment. But that's got to be hugely important for the psyche of the Fijians team, and probably something tough for the Samoans to get over.
He's kicked 2 from 2 in the game so far, has Wes Nguama. Here's his third. And pretty much equidistant between the two posts there.
Doesn't look like missing, does he? Everything going Fiji's way. Samoa will have their say in this game. Probably for me, has to be next, they say. Has to be next. But here's a pinpoint kick from Groom. Now, they're going all right, Groom and Millard, as the half, so they're probably the winning the battle that you thought might go the other way, Rob.
Well, Samoa were arguably the form team coming into this game with back-to-back wins. Fiji had lost their last 2 against Australia and England. Went through as the 3rd team in Group A. And now, with a 14-point lead over Samoa.
Oh.
Now, we see, again, the power. Both sides in tackle and attack. Vinukese.
He's done well.
He's not going to drop it either.
He's played well. And you have to say that Evans coming off the bench, they've not lost till they go forward, have they? Oh, he's off.
Now
Storer.
a charge from Storer. Up to the 40. Nguama it was who gave it to Groom. Groom's trying to try Uarte down that right-hand side.
Smart play. 5 really good exit plays, exit ruck plays. No risk. They're not trying to throw the ball around. And then Groom comes up with a pretty precise kick into the corner. Those big blokes are walking to the scrum saying, we've got this, mob. Keep on them. Keep doing this.
Well, Evans got the ball from the kickoff right back on his own in-goal line, on his own try line. And they've gone 90 metres up the field, and that's where they're starting their first defensive set. And I think that's psychologically where the Fijians are dominating Samoa at this point in time. They're in the rhythm of the game. Samoa just can't seem to get into it. They're kicking the ball out. They're keeping Samoa out of their rhythm.
And now Samoa have it on their own 10. It's where Fiji want to keep them. Vinukese again tackling. A number of runs, number of tackles. And Sue this time driving those legs.
Good player, isn't he? Here comes Big Mossy.
Here we go. Masso takes it almost 10 up to the 40. Now with Soliola. This time they're just going down the middle, aren't they? A little scamper this time from dummy half as Winterstein brings it into the Fijian territory. The tackle's used up, so it's floated back to Roberts, and Roberts yet again to Korobete. Formulaic, and Korobete comes again.
Well, it's clear their kicking strategy. Anything way out from the line, they're going to give Korobete the chance to bring the ball back. Anything near the line, they're going to put on the head of maybe Uarte or Nguama at full-back. But they're certainly kicking the ball away on the long kicks away from that bloke, isn't it?
Yeah, driving again. Korobete takes it just up to halfway then.
Oh, and Cesar
Izzy, his other winger, he's not lost the ball, hasn't he, there, Uarte? The ferocity that he drove into the line there.
It's a fair effort.
Looking to get away through, but forgot to take the ball with him.
Yeah, that's it. It's okay being the big physical alpha male, as Robbie calls him, but keep hold of the ball, son. He just splashes God in there all over the park, but Samoa get the ball in good field position.
Just over 3 minutes to play in this first half as Soliola offers it back to Milford, who has to spin to take the ball. Having a look now is Leilua. He's lost the ball. It's gone backwards, has it? The referee says no, it's been knocked on. It's Fiji high fives this time for forcing the error. The man that deployed it looks like Daryl Millard. Millard's in there, wrestling him down.
Sims again with a chin wash, doesn't it? You need a shave, so I'll use my forearm to shave as he steps back. But I've got to say, the speed of these big blokes move off their feet, the good footwork, sometimes you get it wrong. And Tariq Sims there rattles his teeth. Is that a poke in the eye? A rattle in the teeth?
A long first 40 minutes, I'd say.
So Fiji, with their 2 tries of the game, penalty as well, they've kept Samoa out as well. Good goal line defence. They've had to defend back-to-back sets on a couple of occasions. And now they have the ball back in their own hands. Sisa Wonga takes it outside the 20. Sivanasiva, in the moment, going to extend his career by another game if things stay as they are. Vanakese can't keep hold of it this time.
Yeah, he had a look. He saw Mossy in the corner of his eye.
Mossy was coming at speed as well.
Yeah.
Didn't fancy that one, lads. Sorry about that.
There he was coming.
I'll get you next time, says Mossy. There he is. Penrith man, St Helens bound. He'll add a bit to Super League next season.
Saints are going to have some fun with him, aren't they? And the crowds are going to enjoy what he can and can't do.
The Super League's going to have some fun with him next year.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
He hits big and he runs big.
And his side are back in possession now, but again they dropped the ball. Just took his eye off the ball, did Leilua. The referee has pulled up play. He is going to bring it back, but
just not quite working yet for the Samoans, is it? You know, they're a little bit stop-start and they haven't quite got their shape. We've seen them with good shape this last couple of games, and a little bit of miscommunication between Milford and Leilua there, and you have to say that
you'd argue that that's been the tale of their half. They're just not quite being able to put it together right. I mean, they're creating space, they're creating opportunities, but they're just not gluing it all together. And I think it's just that mix match. We were talking about it earlier, about their rhythm of the game. They just haven't quite got into it.
Up your jumper stuff?
Yeah, Tariq Sims is expectant of what's going to happen today. Like that.
That's a good one. Here's Corabete. Has a try. Robbie Hunter Paul's looking at us, wondering what we're talking about.
Yeah.
Square boys, oh! Go, one.
Sivanasiva.
I've been impressed with the Fijians for a simple reason. In the right parts of the field, they've played football. They haven't tried to biff bash. They've done this tough stuff here with people like Sivanasiva and Sims and this bloke coming off the bench, Kane Evans. Done a good job for them, and then they've exploded into bits of football, and like here, you know, they're going to the fringes very, very quickly and trying to unleash their quick people. And
Sisa Wonga gets the ball away. Charge through. They knew it was the final play. He's picked up. They're going to charge through. I think
pass the ball.
Milford was trying to get the ball away. Tackle is completed. That will be the end of the first half, and Fiji will take a 14-point lead. Trying to keep it alive, trying to register some extra points, and looks like a bit of a knock there for Tariq Sims on that final play. But half-time here in Warrington in the 4th quarter-final of this Rugby League World Cup. Fiji it is that leads Samoa by 14 points to 0. So the Samoans have it all to do in this second half. It's been a little bit scrappy from them.
Coverage brought to you by BetTag, the sports betting exchange.
It's time for the semi-finals of the greatest rugby league tournament ever. Today, don't miss a minute as the final 4 go to battle in a double-header live from Wembley Stadium to earn their place in the final of Rugby League World Cup 2013. Premier Sports, your home for Rugby League.
Okay, which one of you losers nicked my deodorant?
Who want to smell like you?
Who would have smell like you?
Nice, mature.
Zip it, shrimpy.
Dan, eat a Snickers.
Why?
Because you turn into a right diva when you're hungry. Better? Better.
You're not you when you're hungry. Snickers. Get some nuts.
Bonjela provides effective pain relief from mouth ulcers in just 3 minutes. So treat them early, because a healthy mouth is a happy mouth.
GetTheLabel.com sponsors the Rugby League World Cup 2013. Up to 75% off branded clothing for all the family.
Throughout the day, your eyes can lose moisture, leaving them feeling dry and tired. Optrex Actimist is clinically proven to restore the moisture your eyes need. Relieve, refresh, and revive your eyes with Optrex Actimist.
Amina would ask you something, if she could. She'd ask you to save her life, but she's too exhausted. She'd look you in the eye. She'd ask again if she thought someone, somewhere, had the heart to help. If Amina could ask you, would you help? You can help. You can save children's lives by calling Save the Children today. To help a child survive, will you give just £2 a month? Please give your support today by calling 0800 038 1715. Please, help a child like Amina right now. We know what it takes to save a child's life. The solutions are simple, but we need your help. £2 can buy the food to keep a child alive. Amina can't ask you, but we can. Please, will you stop children dying? Call 0800 038 1715 and give £2 a month. Thank you.
It's time to set the record straight. Betdac charge new customers a maximum of 3% commission versus 5% at Betfair. That means more for you. So ask yourself, which sports betting exchange really gives you value? Betdac, the sports betting exchange. Value you can bet on.
I want to be serious about a serious subject, hair loss. And if you're serious about hair loss, talk to the specialists at Advanced Hair Studios Clinic, who also take it seriously. Their trichologists can formulate a program for you, and their strand-by-strand procedure can replace your hair like it did mine. So you'll receive expert advice all the way, like I did. Call a specialist at Advanced Hair Studios Clinic now. Call Advanced Hair Studio now on 0845 600 8899.
Next Saturday, only one can emerge victorious. The Rugby League World Cup Final, live Saturday on Premier Sports.
Coverage brought to you by Betdac, the sports betting exchange.
So here in Warrington in the quarter-final 4 of the Rugby League World Cup for 2013. Fiji lead by 14 points to 0. It'll be Samoa they get this game back underway. Fiji receiving the ball, and as we saw at the final game, you mentioned it, Brian, against England in the group stage for Fiji, a bit of an error right from this half-time restart. It really did change the game, didn't it?
Well, the Dark Blues are certainly not going to lie down. Remember, it's you go home. You don't win today, you're gone. See ya. And the both coaches mentioned, oh, get that in here. Both coaches mentioned the prize, let alone the 4th place for the Four Nations next year. But Wembley next week, that's incentive enough for anybody.
That man will want to be there, won't he? Petro Sivanasiva, 37 years of age, vastly experienced. Talked about him many times during this campaign, and at the moment he's guiding his side to that semi-final berth in a game against Australia. Fiji then with a drive now. Again, more big hair from Rukinka. Taking them over that 30-metre line. They're looking for a penalty, saying they've been held down. Through hands on this right-hand side. Nice little bust as well. And here is Nigama. Over halfway is Wes. Storer floats it back to Groom. And the kick goes through. It's going to run through the in-goal area and dead.
Again, they won't be too disappointed with the end to that set, because Storer was chased down and couldn't get a kick away and handed it on to Groom. Had to find himself space, skipped and danced around, and the kick goes dead in goal.
It's been their favourite side to kick to as well. Both Akila Uwate and Nagama, they've been chasing really hard on that kick chase, and that's what Milford had to contend with.
The big bodies in the way for Fiji, Kane Evans and Sivanasiva. The Samoa drive on again, looking to march downfield and register some points in this quarter-final. Got in a dummy half. They have a charge now with Taufua.
Stand! Wait, boys, wait! Go, 4.
Plenty of blue shirts around. The supporting runs there. Sue this time. Getting back involved in the action. The headband that he got from some treatment in the first half. Little dink of the run then. Thought about getting the ball away, didn't he, Roberts? He eventually has to go out the back door. The kick was got away by Lafay. Maybe wasn't the end product they wanted. Coribete charging through as well. Got round the first line. Ran straight into Radrado.
Dear, got a whack then. Coribete has had a big game, hasn't he? They've kicked to him. It's been part of the feature on his Gosh, footwork and dance and bounce.
And I think that's what Fiji have done really well in this game. They've mixed it up between their big boys and their edge players coming off there and doing the work for the forwards, just so they can keep their forwards fresh in the middle of the park, so they can absorb all the tackles.
Making good meters, aren't they? Again, Fiji in this set. Driving through, and the offloads away as well. Storer floats it out, looks to go forward, but the referee has brought it back. Says yes, it was. They thought they were trying to keep the ball alive down that left-hand side, but forward pass on the 40.
Yeah, good call. They're just prepared to keep the ball alive on the fringes and whack it as the 360 and the 360 forward as well.
I reckon he's a bit unlucky that he's made that pass right on where the line is, because I think he may have got away with it, but when you're standing one side of the line and it goes forward the other side of the line and the guy catches it, it's a bit of a giveaway.
No.
Free Richard Silverwood.
Let's not lock in when we've got possession. Don't all the defenders in.
Taking charge of this one.
Okay.
Early stages of this second half. 2 tries and a penalty to Fiji so far in this game. So now Samoa up to their own 40. It's Fiji's goal line defence in particular was firm and solid in that first half. Looking for another way through with Junior Moores. But that's Tafoa, who was driving through, wins himself a penalty. On his 8th appearance for the Samoan side.
It's adjudicating that Petro's worked him over on the ground, and he wasn't complaining too much, was he? No.
I think these Warrington fans can sniff some Samoan success here. They're starting to build behind them.
Cheering them on as they are now 20 metres away. Through the hands of Roberts, who gives it to Matagi.
Go!
Godine in at dummy half, into Roberts again, who considers his options, uses Milford. Then through hands they go again. Closed down by that Fijian defence. They'll try once more, driving through the Taufua. 5 away now. Looking for the first points of the game. Couple of tackles remaining. It's a little bit scrappy, but they get one more shot.
Go line. Go, last.
Godine fires it back to Roberts. Roberts with the kick. There is support on this left-hand side. Is it too strong? It's tapped into the air and tapped back through. But I don't quite think that Winterstein could keep it in there.
Too big. Just too big, the end of the play there. The plays 5 and 6 have just not been fluent, have they, for Samoa in this game so far? And the dexterity on his kicks that you need there, leapt well, though, didn't he?
Yeah, I'm not sure Ben Roberts can get himself into the right position, because there's a couple of times there early in this second half he's actually run the ball on the last play, and just there he's just not giving himself enough time to get a pinpoint accurate kick.
Another drive from Korobete. More strong stuff.
Korobete and Uarte does so much work for this Fijian team. You know, Ashton Sims off the field, and the work that he was doing, they've just, as Robbie said, they've shed it out.
Now to Groom. Groom to Bakuya. He takes the 5th tackle on the 40, inside that Samoan half now. Floated back to Groom. He has men on this right-hand side. One of them's Uarte, but they're not chasing too much. They're keeping their line, and they're going to take Milford down if they can, inside that 10.
They've done a great job. Good defense. That's a great line chase.
And I think that's the difference between Samoa and Fiji at the moment. In that instance, Fiji had a 4-3 overlap, but they decided to kick the ball and keep the pressure on Samoa coming out of their own 10.
And the other challenge for Samoa is they're kicking to 2 front rowers and wingers jumpers. They're just big boys and just ramping up and making 10 and 15 minutes. Winterstein's a footwork guy. If they give him some space, he'll find it.
I look like Mr. T. That was a Mr. T impersonation.
Yeah, very poor one. Yeah, I got it.
5 tackles used up for Samoa. On halfway now as it's booted down this left-hand side. Checked nicely as well on the goal line.
That's his best kick of the game from Roberts. He'd be pleased with that.
That's one. Oh no! Wait here, wait.
Not a bad chase as well from the Samoans. And now Uarte. He got men over on that left-hand side, but Uarte can't get away this time. Can't free up his arms to get the offload away. Now they do go on that left-hand side. The message has got through. They drive into that blue line.
I have to say the Fijians have been smart. They've got the width of the field sorted out, so they're getting themselves some one-on-one. They're not running into the teeth of the storm. The storm being a big lot of blue fellas in blue jumpers here.
And if anything, they're making the storm, as you're calling them, move around the park. And the Fijians just look the fresher of the two teams at the moment.
Through the hands of Groom as Fiji bring it away again. Quick hands into Wesnigama. Juggles it around and fires it back. It's on the final play. Eventually the kick's through. Milford now in a dangerous position. Picks it on his own 20. What can he do this time?
Shows you stuff.
Has a look, checks back.
Good line
on Fiji.
Good defensive line again. Just done their homework.
No way through for the influential fullback for Samoa. Closed down again.
Tell you what else, it's taking a bit longer and a bit longer for all the Samoans to get back on side on those kick chases. They're winning the energy battle, Fiji. You have to say it looks that way, doesn't it? You watch this now, Samoa from the distance.
The kiss of death.
3 tackles used up so far. They're inside that Fiji half now. Good strong run as Rokinka tries to hang on.
Wait. Go for good.
Here's a good run. Mosse Maso sets them up in the centre on this final play now. Roberts with the kick. Back cross field. Plenty white shirts underneath it. No real pressure. And here comes Nagama. No pressure on him at all.
It ended up being a nothing kick. Nagama has a clean catch and there's plenty of white jumpers around him to exit their field.
And we're just talking about Ben Roberts and his positioning. He got the ball at that point in time right out the back of every single one of the Samoan players. So to put a high bomb up, no one's going to be on side.
Nice little sidestep from Fiji there as they drive on with Korobete. It was before. Now he's opposite winger, Akiluwate, on the 40. Now with Rokinka. He sizes up that Samoan line. Final play for the men in white. The Warriors of Fiji. They kick down that left-hand side. There's a chase on, but it's a little too strong.
Right, we got to the point in this game, Ian, Robbie, where the team in blue, somebody's got to stand up for them. There's got to be a Sia Soliola or somebody, Anthony Milford, or somebody's got to stand up for them and do something for them to get them, because they're just, the energy's with Fiji. Does that make sense? You know, Sia's got to inspire his people. Right, we need to get in this game and get it by the grip, whether that be a good exit set with a great kick into the corner and a chase. But what we're seeing is Fiji are chasing everything, and two big front rowers playing in the wingers jumpers, and they just need some inspiration.
I mean, everything that Fiji's doing at the moment is on the front foot. They're playing in space and they're playing aggressively. Everything Samoa's doing is what Fiji are actually giving to them, and that's not a lot at the moment.
So a few metres on tackle number 1 off the back of the scrum. That Fiji defence, though, no room at the moment. They're trying as much as they can, aren't they? Just can't get through. Again, Rokinka's in there. Held tight by his compatriots, and Sivanasiva was in there. Ball steal from the referee, gives a penalty to Samoa. Ball had run free.
This gives them some field position now, and it's this man Mosi Masoa right through this tournament has tried, but they're saying that's a ball steal from Evans.
No, I think a lot of it's for Samoa. It's got to come down to Ben Roberts' shoulder. They lost Manu Malisia at the beginning of the first half, 10 minutes into the first half. But he really needs to dictate and start pushing these big forwards around the park and setting up for those plays.
There is Masoa charging through.
Give him space, Petro.
Pulatua taken down 25 away.
Go, 2.
Into Roberts. Juggled around. Justin Moore's disappointed he couldn't keep hold of it, but it is play on.
Junior Moore needs to do better. It's just not quite happening for them. It happened for them against other teams, but I tell you what, it's not here. Watch out. This bloke's got the ball. Watch out. Watch out.
Gets the offload away. They're on their own 30, and the charge is on down that left-hand side. Looking to put him in touch. Can he flick it back in? He
great
can.
offload. What a play, you wanted. What a Bieti.
Back into Sisuwanga. They've got men on this right-hand side now. Spreading it along. Charging through with Bakuya. He's stopped 10 metres away. Wesley Gama fires it back to Groom. Groom uses Rokinka, the battering ram, to bash up to 8 metres away. On that left-hand side, closed down. A couple more opportunities for Fiji to ask questions of this Samoan defence. Sivanasiva has a look. Keeps the legs going.
It was a sidestep from Sivanasiva.
Final play for Fiji. The little dink kick through, chased down, but a good covering tackle. Good claim. Kept it in field.
What a set from Fiji. Smashed up the left-hand side of the field with Nguama, then Korobete, I think it was, and Wonga, him playing his part, didn't quite get to the line, and the end of the play here is from Groom, who for me has had a wow of a game for Fiji, and well done Samoa. You've got to say the defence held on, it had to.
Once again, this Samoan defence is really keeping, the Fijian defence is keeping Samoa penned into their own half. 2 tackles remaining, still not outside their own 30, trying to find their way out of there now. That offload from Moores will help them as Milford picks it up, and they do charge down that right-hand side now. Inside the 40, big crossfield kick, not as big as they may have want. And look who's going to pick the ball up.
Yeah, watch
no
out.
other than Akiluwate. What will he do this time? Has a look. Where's my hole? There it is.
That's one.
Nearly.
It's not fair. We saw Sheck on Friday night with the aerial sidestep, and we got this bloke here he's not playing by the rules. You can't do that. You can't just jump and move 6 feet each way out of sixpence. That's brilliant. Lovely to watch, isn't it?
Good.
Unless you're a Samoan, of course.
Now they drive through with Vunakese. Wants to get things back moving. Manavasili at dummy half uses the man on his right-hand shoulder.
Who's one of their leaders back on the field, Ashton Sims, and he's replaced their other leader, so they split their responsibilities.
Oh, Green takes a big hit.
Junior
Two
Moores.
big bodies around him. Moores and Soliola, the kick through now. No real chase. And he runs down.
I don't think they're bothered, Fiji, about that. That's probably the third time that's happened when the ball's gone dead in goal. But it just restructures their line, so Samoa have to start taking a few chances now for me to get into this game. They've got to play a bit more expansive and a bit more with width.
If I was Matt Parrish, I'd be trying to bring Milford into the line as much as possible. They need something special. They need something that's going to get the energy back into their boys, because at the moment it's everything going Fiji's way.
You never know, a try for Samoa could get this crowd going and get them fired up for another Samoan comeback. Came back against New Zealand. They're getting the ball away now as Roberts with a kick through. Again, we saw a kick just checked nicely back on the goal line. Another one as well, forced to pick it up this time and tackled in goal as well. Could this be a bit of a turning point? Yeah. This is where Samoa needs to push on.
This could be it. From just near the 3-quarter mark, Kevin Nguama gets back there, has a bit of a slip, so his first priority is to get the ball, and Ben Roberts chases his own kick up there, and Lafay's with him there and make the great play. This is the opportunity that they need. So this is the breakdown the left that we saw.
What about the gas here from Kodabeti? He absolutely just floored it then. And the pass keeps the ball alive.
Great rugby.
That's what we've been waiting for, that Fijian flair. I tell you, on that kick though, Ben Roberts, we were talking about him having to come up with some big plays. He did that then. Great kick, and he chased it. I tell you what, the players that were the Samoan centre and that behind, they were well behind, but they didn't see where they got them right in there.
There is Korobeti. Really
You're telling me he doesn't look like Mr. T.
Stay on, stand back on.
I did think that when I just saw him then.
I want you to go down and interview him afterwards and tell him.
Now the crowd are fired up.
That's one. Move.
The first charge from Tony Pulatua. Now they come with Farlogo.
Two. Move. Oh, now.
You really need something at this point in the game, Samoa. Advantage on their side at the moment. A nice little slide through again from Soliola. Looking to go from dummy half on the short side. No real opportunity, but the referee says penalty.
He's trying his best from his Richard Silverwood.
You never got back in.
Not square at marker, I think he's saying there. Probably the right call. He's had a couple of smacks around the chops today, hasn't he? Leah, another one there. Started with a poke in the eye, then around the chops, and now he gets another one for his troubles.
We saw Fiji hold out Samoa a number of times on their own line, and now they've got another 6 questions on their test paper. The first one is answered, but Samoa will look to come again. Roberts this time into Milford, who joins the attack. They've got a man free in this left-hand corner. They're down, and Samoa on the score sheet. Antonio Winterstein with his 5th try for Samoa. The Queensland Cowboys man is in, and this Samoan train is back on the rails.
My word, on the back of the Ben Roberts kick as well, and some field position. Get their shape, they've got good shape. Tony Pulatua out the back, and they go through the hands. Milford releases Lafay, and Winterstein just has to finish the play. There's the play, there's a smart play. Couple of a wrong read from one of the Fijian defenders trying to close down the play, but take nothing away from Samoa. Great shape, great catch and pass, super finish.
Has played in all 3 of the group games for Samoa. Scored a hat-trick in the second game which they played against Papua New Guinea. And has 1 to his name, and that points difference now down to 10. So they're back within single figures if this kick goes over. Not an easy kick, but you hear the crowd here at Warrington. Wow, there's no question marks over who they're supporting.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I think they captured the Warrington hearts when they came back against New Zealand in that opening test match, against the Kiwis. But this is their opportunity to get back into the game. There was a perfect setup, great kick and chase from Ben Roberts. Players came through, got the drop out, and then great setup for that try.
And here's a man that can change a game as well. Anthony Milford, 19 years old. Maybe haven't seen the best of his running game today. He made 358 metres in the 3 group games. Kicking unsuccessful on his first attempt this evening. So 10-point game now as we reach the end of this 3rd quarter.
Nice shape, nice play at the line. And
they could have dealt with that, the Fijians. I think Aaron Groom just jumped in a little bit, just jumped out of the line. I think they let them expose on the right-hand edge.
Left Uati on his own, didn't he? And couldn't handle the play. Interested to see how Fiji handle this little reversing fortunes now, and whether the Samoans can grow from it and carry the ball forward. He's going to...
The Samoans are back in. They want to get that fire burning again. On the 20 now, and again, good meters. Strong run again from Soliola. The blue shirts piling forward now, looking to push those white Fijians back.
Tackle 3, back, go 3, good line. 3.
Using hands, and there's Milford. Gets away from one, doesn't he?
All of a sudden they look a different team, don't they? Samoa with shape and balls out in front and people hitting holes.
Go 4.
Milford's not a big bloke, but I tell you what, he keeps pushing players off him.
More meters from Moores, driving those legs. The final play, though, for Samoa. Roberts has a think about it.
Catch that one.
Pumps it into the sky. Good challenge for the ball, but Fiji come up with it.
He's gobbled everything, hasn't he, tonight?
Go 1.
Got to be it. He's just had a wow of a game.
And that's a massive catch. You know, Samoa got everything. They're going on the front foot there. They pick the ball up off their own try line. They go 70 metres, and that ball needs to be caught, and Kodabete comes up with it, and that's important for the Fijians.
The offload's away as well. Bit of space, bit of extra meters piled on, little gap. Couldn't get through. Good little run there, wasn't it, initially, from Nagama. Another little scamper from dummy half as most immediately brings
him offside. Smart play, Fiji. Kevin Nagama on the offload, makes meters. Story, just got to say, it's smart play. Really smart play. It was Coruscant, actually. I thought he was, oh no, it is, yeah. There he is, Coruscant jumps in at dummy half. Thought he was Story, but it's not. Smart plays, offside.
So the kick to touch now sets Fiji up 25 metres away from that Samoan line. Just one score in the second half, and it went to Samoa. He got them fired up. He got the crowd fired up. And here come Fiji again. Into the final quarter we are now of this final quarter final. Vunakese. 7 metres away now. Fired through the hands. It's a little bit too far.
You drop it.
Tried to claim it, didn't he, Darryl Millard, but a little bit too far ahead of him.
Just died on him and didn't the ball and dipped, and Darryl Millard can't quite scoop it in. And
lucky for Samoa as well, because Fiji did have the numbers out there on their left flank.
Seconds, lock in, Tarek, as you get in. Get me, let's go, come on.
You can just see the right-hand Samoan defenders having to scramble in there.
They go down for the scrum. Samoa with the head and feet. Still no space really between those white shirts.
Tarek, square. Go 1.
Their own 10 knock on from the pickup, so tackle number 2, just what you don't want. They were trying to build away from their own line and gifting back possession.
You could argue 60 minutes into this game, Fiji just look like the team that want to get into the semi-final more. They're hungry for everything. They're screaming for it. The defensive line is solid. Their spacing is good still. They look fresh.
Tight in, mate. Let's go, come on.
The sense of who you think's going to win here, Rob.
Someone's on the ball, Darryl.
Wow, 20 minutes is a long time, isn't it, Nobby? So I'm not going to put my neck on the line.
Well, we've shifted the scrum a few metres further infield from a few moments ago, but we've changed the head and feed, so Fiji now. They got 3 men either side. Now they're charging with Kevin Nagama.
The outside backs of Fiji have been magnificent tonight.
Duarte wanted a dummy half. He just knew he was going to go driving through. Now with Bakuya. He's chopped down and pushed back as well. So Fiji still with a few tackles. An opportunity to register their first point of this second half. Now Groom just offers it again to his left-hand side. They drive on through Sims. Trying to use that short side, but quickly closed down. Good scramble defence from the Samoans.
Great desperation from the Samoans.
Final play now. What can they do? Groom with a kick.
Oh, that's what you call kick pressure. And those away.
Bang, and your kick is gone.
Oh my gosh. Let's have a look at that.
There's Groom. There's the hit. Junior Moores.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Bang.
No way. That's a great tackle. This is what we would. This is whatever. This was hard, tough. Kick pressure, hit him around the chest. Let's hope he's all right, because you always worry a little bit about injury. But
yeah, he got a little bit of sugar into him.
He missed his mouth with a drink, didn't he? Initially.
I think he made him a new mouth there.
Here we go again.
Oh. You see, that's not a lead. That's a great tackle. That's good kick pressure.
There's your boom and your kapow.
And that Junior Moores has come through there and cleaned him.
It's a shame, really, because Samoa on the front foot at the ruck, and it hasn't been very often done that, but this bloke will help him. See a Soliola. He'll drag his team down the field for sure.
The offload. Just as they look like they didn't have too many options. Had to check his run before running into his teammate, did follow go, but takes it to halfway. Roberts trying to get around Vinakese. Into dummy half stands Laffey. Laffey back to Milford, who puts the kick along the turf, but into his opposite number in Kevin Nagama.
Well, they didn't want Roberts tying up on the last play there, because they've only got one kicker, remember, one half, because they lost their half earlier in the game, and unfortunately Anthony Milford couldn't quite come up with the dexterity on the kick that he needed.
And you'd have to congratulate Fiji for the kick pressure throughout the whole of this game. The full 65 minutes we've seen, one of their big plays of the day has been that kick pressure.
So on halfway now. Again, Ashton Sims doing more work up front. Facing up to that Samoan defensive line. The kick charged down. Bounces around. Referee says not played at though, so still on the fourth tackle.
He's off.
Here's Corabetta, gets the legs going.
He's off.
What meant to be? Can he get round him? No. Shot down. But here they come, Samoa. The roll is on. Into Nagama into Akula.
Great defence, Samoa. Great defence, Samoa. I don't care what they've done everything right, Fiji. It's hard to do anything wrong there. Great defence, Samoa.
Talk about the legs of Duarte, though. What about his?
Stop kicking to him. There's my tip. He's just gone. Every time. Well played. And then the shift play. They've got to score every day of the week. But wow, well played, Samoa, with their cover defence and their scramble defence. Corabetta just knocked out of the park all night, hasn't he?
I tell you what, one thing they maybe could have done better there was just passing the ball to Aquila Duarte just a second early. Just give him the ball, let him go one-on-one. But great defence, yes, you're right, great defence. I was worried about Milford in the back there because Corabetta was coming at speed.
Oh, that's a big miss.
They got a penalty, but he didn't find touch, and Duarte has it again. Sizes himself up.
That's a big miss.
Stands up that Samoan defence.
That just might shift it Fiji's way for me. You can't miss the touchline.
Ashton Sims. Can they make Samoa pay for that mistake? Could that be as crucial as what we saw a few moments ago?
Oh, get that in here. Oh, there's not. Oh, yeah, it's on. It's on.
It was a big hit. We've seen plenty of those, and the punches are going in as well. Everyone's in.
The tempers have just boiled over. It's been coming for a while. So let's just keep it on the planet, boys. Keep it on the planet. You knock it out of the park with your football.
And the crowd as well, fired up. There on the Samoan side. It was a big hit, wasn't it? There's the man who felt the brunt of it.
Yeah, Bakuya. Well, I don't think it was it illegal? Let's have a look. Let's see. Here's the play. Oh, he's got his arms around him.
Tim Lafayette. The man who put the tackle
just snuck over.
Slipped up, hasn't it?
I think he's just clipped the top of his shoulder and it's just gone up around the head.
Yes.
Then he's got up and said, I didn't like that.
Back we go. Back we go.
It's a good job it's not you, Rob. We wouldn't have been in the picture there, would you? You'd have run away.
Mate, no, I wouldn't have run away. I just wouldn't have been anywhere near it. Anyway, I'd be out the back tying my shoelaces up or something like that. See the size of those guys?
Passion. I'll just tell you what, this has been a super game. Super game.
Stops the clock, Richard Silverwood. And here it is, into Bakuya.
Well, it
taken
is
down by Lafayette.
It is high, but I don't think he started high, but that's no consolation for Bakuya.
No, I think it's one of those ones hit him flash on the top of the shoulder, and then it's just, as he's got the momentum going forward, it's just ended up around his head.
Richard Silverwood is going to have a chat here with Lafayette. How does he see that tackle? Soliola's there as well.
Mate, listen to them. It's an high tackle. Penalty's going against you. Read your players, don't to run in, okay? Yeah. Tell your players. What about him, Strong? 4. You've got a few of your players running in, okay? Need to control them. Penalty's yours.
So not to lose control of the players, but it does give the high shot, and it's on report.
Do you kick a goal here? Take some time off?
I think you would. Kick a goal, just keep chewing away at that clock.
Back on.
And I think that's what they're going for. Waving for the kicking tee as Bakuya.
I think it's a brilliant tackle from the Samoan there. It does hit him on the shoulder, it does start to clean him, but at the end of the day, the defender has the responsibility of not ending up around the neck and around the head. So, a fair enough call.
It covered brilliantly, couldn't it? It was a penalty.
Well, it's good energy, isn't it? Entertaining to watch.
Oh, yeah, it's been a great game.
As long as you're not,
we've seen everything.
As long as you're not on the end of it, it's brilliant.
And if you're Samoan, it's brilliant.
Well, not now.
And if you're Bakuya, it hurts.
Yeah, if you're Bakuya, probably not so brilliant.
So the extras are being lined up by Wesley Garma, who kicked 3 from 3.
Sorry, and this has been a high-quality game at times. There's been some great football. We've seen some biff and bash, what we expected, and Samoa, when they've been in shape, have been real good. They've got to toss 2 tries in the last 10 minutes now.
Well, 10 points the difference at the moment. Wesley Garma, with a successful conversion, will make it 2 converted scores to draw level. And that's how it is now, with 10 minutes to play here in Warrington, this quarter-final 4, and that high shot on Bakuya by Lafayette led to the penalty, and now 2 converted scores in it.
I think the expression there is he's not happy. Is he?
Or he's been happier.
Stay behind. Stay behind.
All right, come on, Samoa, 10 minutes, or your World Cup's over.
Stay behind the kick, come on.
Force an error down here, get the ball, you've got good shape, you can score tries. Let's make this last 10 minutes as exciting as it possibly can be.
Ashton Sims.
Go. No penalties, mate, come on.
Of North Queensland drives the first one.
2, release.
Now with Vunakesi. Another drive from one man who's been influential in Fiji's campaign, Tariq Sims.
Go, 3. Move! 4. See you, not there, see you!
Good run.
Nice little space, nice little meters opened up. And still going at Fiji. Driving through with Daryl Millard.
Go.
Floats it back now to Groom. Groom with a kick into the sky. As white shirts under it, hasn't gone too far, and it almost lands on Vunakese's back. Still on the 5th tackle, so now Groom again with the kick. Came back over to claim his own kick. Milford takes it underneath the sticks. falls to his knees, and he's tackled in goal. Does he know he's in field?
Play now.
Just feel it's do or die now for Samoa. Find some width, find some players, play a little bit hotter, try and move this Fijian, but they got all the energy, Fijian. Drop the ball on as a penalty.
Well, a penalty given to Samoa, and our man of the match this evening is Aaron Groom, who's had a good game and led Fiji around.
Do the media pick that one? Because if they do, they got it right this time.
Yeah, the Risen media here in the stadium picking our man of the match.
Come on, no for the penalties. Tarek, we're doing it.
And the approval from 12,776 others as well for Aaron Groom being man of the match. Another sizable crowd in this Rugby League World Cup 2013. Now, Samoa needs some points and need them quick. Milford fired out as they make a few more metres down that right-hand side. Still plenty of opportunities in this set of 6 for them. Looking for a way through now with Mosima So.
Got three.
Switching it back from the big man, it was Matangi who had the first drive, decided not to hit the line. As they go along, Milford with men over on his right-hand side, cut back inside from Leilua. Flicks it out the back door, can they squeeze in the corner? They've been put in touch. The ball does end up in touch at the end of the play.
Samoa ball.
I think it's Samoa ball there. Samoa ball.
Doing what they can, aren't they, the Samoans?
Vido going to the corner, gets rid of the ball, and he's saying that Wakavasu
comes out the back door there.
Yeah, he's got his hand to the ball. Well, Vido clearly gets rid of the ball. It depends who touches it here, and boom. Yeah.
Is that played at, or is that a tackle?
It's adjudicating that he's played at it because they've got head and feet, haven't they, Samoa?
Okay, it's been reviewed, it's not played at. It's not played at, mate. It's been reviewed, not played at.
So they'll go down for the scrum on the 10-metre line.
Score here, it makes it interesting, doesn't it?
2 converted scores to draw level for Samoa.
It's their ball, it's been reviewed. In we go, that's the decision. Let's get on with it. In we go, boys.
And it's Fiji now have head and feet at the scrum, who said that it wasn't played at.
Got that one wrong.
Korobete looking to get the ball away and release that arm. Keeps hold of the ball, which is the most important thing.
You got early 16, come on, hold your tongue.
Now with Uarte.
I will say one thing, Rob. If B.A. Baracus ever played rugby league, that's how he'd play it.
Go, 2.
I agree.
Here comes Tarek Sims again.
Been a blast today, hasn't it? Him and Uarte.
Up to the 30-metre line inside their own half. Sivanasiva. Still going.
Go. No Robinson there, 16.
They miss out Vunakese. Switch it back.
Move.
They charge through again.
Go.
And now the kick from inside their own half. A little bit of pressure on Antonio Winterstein, who scored. Samoa's try in the game so far. Can't quite round the end of that onrushing white line.
They've played well as a team today, Fiji. Their outside backs have carried the ball as much as their forwards. They've shared the workload out, and when they've had to defend, you have to say their structure's been okay.
3, move! All the way, mate, all the way, hold. Go, 3.
So still inside their own half. Another big drive again from Mosima So.
Hold, James, all the way. Go, 4.
The kick, little one over the top to Milford. Milford can't quite keep hold of it, but they do have a tackle off the ball as well. But Nigama's there, the ball's released, and Bakuya comes up with it.
Pass forward.
Fiji now back in possession. Here's Korobete.
1, move!
Well, if the media had waited 5 more minutes, here's the bounce, Lalia. It's not last tackle, but he's trying to offload the ball there, and Kevin Niguama cleans it up. They are at that desperation stage of Samoa. They've got to find a score. And
Uarte not afraid of having a go at Soliola and Mosima So as well. Let's have a look. Can we get through? No, we can't. But we're inside the Samoan 40. 5 minutes to play here in Warrington. 12 points the difference. Now Tariq Sims measuring up against that Samoan defensive line. The final play. Here comes the 6 then. Groom with a kick along the turf. Akila Duarte is chasing it down, but it runs dead.
Good read by Milford there, because he's got Duarte coming at him in speed as well. So anything could happen. Duarte's screaming down at the ball. So Milford's got to make a decision. That's a good read there.
His team's got to have the best opportunity. Shielded the ball as best he can there. Now play hot, Samoa.
Samoa's got to chuck the ball around.
Got to.
At the moment, they're still piling it into them.
Not giving up, are they? Natangi drives up towards that 40, shrugging off the men. Moores makes more meters.
Wait, go, 3.
Tapped forward on the 40-meter line. Will go down as a forward pass. Just a little bit too far-fetched for Daniel Vito.
Which one?
Well, they're not rushing to the scrum either, Samoa, are they? I think they've given everything. You can't fault their effort. They've given everything, but they'd be, you know, the physical aspect and the skill aspect. The dice has been thrown, and Fiji have come up trumps tactically for me.
I can only but agree with you. They're just not being able to get into their rhythm tonight. At no point in the 80 minutes that we've seen, or the 75 minutes that we've seen, have they been able to really start to get their rhythm going, where everything's fitting really well. And I think, but it's been the opposite for Fiji. Everything they've come with a game plan, they've stuck to it, and it's working.
Ball in. Stand back on.
There are 2 words that have probably encompassed what Fiji have done tonight, and it's Korobete and Duarte. Wow. They've done some work, and they've given some impetus at the right times. They've found half a break, what's got the front foot, and then, you know, the 2 old war horses, Sims, and he's been impressive as a...
I mean, Petro Sinavasiva tonight, he's been everywhere, just like Ashton Sim, they've been everywhere, those 2 war horses. It's like they're playing, like Petro, for example, he's playing like it could be the last game of his career. And I actually think he wants another run out next weekend at Wembley.
At Wembley, against the Aussies.
Well, he's going to get that at the moment, isn't he? Here's Duarte for Fiji. Fancies a go inside, gets the ball away as well, and they're charging through underneath the sticks. Coruscant flicks the ball away. Underneath the sticks to book a place in the semi-final at Wembley. Junior Rukinka seals the game for Fiji, and they'll go on to equal their best ever appearance in a Rugby League World Cup, and they'll have a semi-final appearance against the Aussies on Saturday.
Well, take a bow, Duarte. What a pass. Coruscant just backs him up and then finds Rukinka, who's got there in the end of the frame. I think he's just come off the bench, or not been long off the bench, but Duarte again's been the difference. I can't explain enough to our viewers what a difference him and Korobete have made on the fringes, creating that impetus, and finished well by the great support play from Coruscant, and dancing, and he flicks the ball out, and Rukinka there to... This has been a super effort from Fiji, hasn't it?
And that was coming for Fiji all night long, because, well, especially in this last 10 minutes. Samoa have just fallen out on their knees. You know, they look tired in the middle of the pack, and they've just been tired there.
That's Mana Malele of Samoa on the bench. It's just what it means to the Samoan side, who've come to this tournament. They've won 2 of their 3 group games, got through to the knockout stages, and you hear the applause there as the fans in the stadium see that on the big screen. Mana Malele, tears streaming down his face. His side won't go any further in this competition, but now Wes Ngama with an opportunity to add an extra 2.
Well, what a wonderful sporting picture there. Tears of joy from Duarte, and the passion and the pride, the depth of despair on the Samoan faces in tears. Both tears. Wonderful.
An 18-point lead now for Fiji into the final 60 seconds of this game. And it's hit home for the Samoan side. But here it is, Iwate initially, then with Coruscant, and on the end of it, Rokinka.